Hello and welcome to week 2. Wow, it's already week 2. Summer's just right around the corner. I can feel it in the air. Psychology of Personality, week 2, chapter 2. So, first off, I want to say that I'm having a really hard time keeping up with all the discussions because you folks are really good. I really like the quality of the discussions that's going on, the mutual support that you're providing. People are sharing their stories and individuals are responding in very supportive ways, but yet not really not losing the academic quality of all this. So keep up the good work. Just a reminder, make sure you are also reading the textbook, not just the course book. I know I load it you can. You can just read the course book and probably do fine. But the textbook contains a broader level of information on all of these personality perspectives. So make sure you're reading the book now. Chapter 2, culture and personality. Kind of just looking at the whole deal here. What is the effect of culture before we start going into some of the individual theories. And then toward the end of the class, actually looking at some more multicultural ways of thinking about personality. Now, I do add something to this that's not in the textbook right here, and that is in the introductions, in the attention-getting section in the course book. I talk about looking glass self. Now, that particular theory, which I discovered decades ago, is almost a linchpin. I mention looking glass self in every single class that I teach. I think it is a profound theory of the they in our lives, and we all have them. We're not all sensitive to everybody, but there are individuals in our lives who are sitting on our looking glass committee, and we evaluate and view ourselves partially through the lens that is them. How they view us impacts the way we behave, the way we act, and in particular, the way we see ourselves. So I wanted to introduce that really early in this class, get your heads wrapped around that idea. We look at here the concept of ethnocentrism versus cultural relativism. I am teaching at KV, I'm teaching cultural anthropology. Probably shouldn't be, not an anthropologist. Couldn't find one. So I'm teaching it, learning about this, and that is one of the contributions of the field of anthropology way early in the history of anthropology, really moving the world in a way toward cultural relativism as opposed to ethnocentrism, and that comes up here. In the discussion, I ask you to consider social impacts, even in your own life, the impact of religion, race, gender, and age. Now, these things are external aspects of our lives that impact who we are. The way I interact with the world is implicated by my religion. It is impacted by my race. It is impacted by my gender. And the age one, try to think of, in terms of this, maybe look them up. You just look up the generations, and you think you've heard of like the baby boomers and Gen X and millennials and, those kind of things. That's what I mean, is there's characteristics of those groups. So look up those groups. Doesn't matter what the source is. Just look them up, see where you are, see where you were born, and see how being born in that point of history might have been somewhat responsible for the person you are today. So that's kind of what we mean by age. And then in the quiz, I'm asking you to do some other aspects specific to you, moving beyond these forces of change and into culture itself. Norms, values, expectations, technology, things about your world that you didn't choose that have impacted who you are. Getting insight into that particular aspect of describing personality, describing the forces that impact the development of personality. I think you know what I'm talking about. So good luck with this week. Keep up the good work in the discussions. Don't expect me to be, I won't be responding. I'm scanning, making sure everything's going good. And wow, very impressed. Looking forward to seeing what the first assignments look like. And so have a great week. Continue this great work. And I will see you in the discussion boards.